jinx the weather from comments earlier in the year. We were very fortunate for the first 2 months of the season to really have an opportunity to play in games that the weather didn't affect it, and then we rolled into last week and had 2 games canceled and moved and all that kind of stuff. And I thought our team, despite going 1-1 with that, did very well, particularly this last weekend. Having a game moved and then moved again, and then not knowing when we were going to play the next day and possibly playing today. And so I thought our players showed a lot of resolve, and quite frankly, I think we're just sick of sitting in a hotel and not being able to get out and play, and came out and showed that they wanted to win and go home. So good result yesterday. Unfortunate result against Drake. I thought we played really, really well. Took a really special goal by them, I think, to kind of take the wind out of our sails. And then we fought back, and they scored another one, and then we got one late. But really pleased with how we played over the week. Disappointed that we didn't at least get a draw out of that. But at 3-2 going into a tough Loyola game, I think we still have a crack at least maybe tying for the regular season title. But I think right now our biggest concern is Saturday. I don't think we can look ahead beyond that. So, questions?
How good's Loyola?
Very good. They've got 2. I think they're. I'd like to see where they're at after this week. I think they've, in addition to being regionally ranked, they won 5-2 away yesterday at Kentucky. They beat Iowa at Iowa 3-0. So they got 2 wins against Power Fives where the games weren't that close. So they're high-powered. Valpo beat them at home, I think, or at Loyola last week. So they're certainly beatable. But man, you got to slow them down. That's for sure. And I think we match up pretty well. I think we're good defensively. But it's going to be a heck of a battle. So we're looking forward to it. But they're good. They're quality.
What can you say about this conference race? You got 2nd through 6th place, all separated by just 3 points, and everybody's still got 2 or 3 matches left. Seems like it's going to be an interesting race just to get in and then for seeding.
Yeah. It is, and everybody's a little bit different. I think we had the toughest. I mean, you could argue it both ways, I suppose. We get 2 in a row at home to start, but nobody had to go all 4. Well, their teams are either 3 home and 4 away, or 4 home and 3 away. We got the 4 away, and they're all 4 in a row. And against Drake, who right now is in first place, and Valpo, who's very good. Loyola, who might arguably be the best team, and then a good Missouri State team. So it's going to be interesting to sort of sit back and watch, but that's more enjoyable when you take care of business on your own. But I think this is a huge week. You got a lot of teams, as you said, are in the thick of it still. And I think Drake has they got a tough spell here. They got 2 in a row in 4 days on the road after going all the way to Evansville. So I'll be interested to see how those games go, because Illinois State's fighting for their life. They're still in the hunt. And then I think they go to Missouri State. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting last 10 days here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I feel good with where we're at. We just got to take care of business. We got another one at home, and then we another one on the road, and then we fish one at home.
Tell us about the overtime game-winning goal. How did it happen?
It had the feeling, if you've been to enough soccer games, it had the feeling of just one of those days where I think we hit 3 posts. We hit the crossbar. Sarah Brandt hit the post with, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes left, that I was off the bench already halfway into celebrating. And it was really, to be fair, I thought we were pretty dominant in the second half. It was just, those kind of games, I think there's a little bit of coaching going on, but more of it's just encouraging and keeping them, from feeling like it's going to be one of those games. And we just put a lot of pressure on them, got a couple of corner kicks that we were dangerous on all day, and ball got served in, and we talk about not just winning the first ball, but trying to find the second ball because there's always a flick on or a miss cleared or whatever. And Allison Bitter was, we encourage them to always know their role and do their role, and she did it to a T. She was in the right spot, just anticipated, and headed it back across the goal and into the goal. So it was a great goal, and just more proud than anything else that they kept fighting, and wasn't the greatest of circumstances and wasn't the greatest of weather, but good teams find a way to to grind one out, and we certainly did that.
With so much still to play for, you did set a program record with your 11th win yesterday. What's that mean to what you guys have done here
Right.
in your first year? And
I think more than anything else, I think it shows two things. It shows it shows how hard the players have worked because, they're as responsible for that as anyone. The other thing is, and it sort of goes into that, is it just instills a little bit more belief. They won one game on the road last year, I think one game on the road the year before, and this was a tough team that we made, I thought, look not as tough, and to be able to do that, it just gives them more belief. I think to the earlier question about how good Loyola is, I think when you get good wins on the road, those tough games don't seem as tough because you go into them a little bit more confident. So I think that's probably what it's done, is it's not going in there blindly on Saturday and thinking, hey, we don't have a great chance to win. I think it's going in there and saying we're going for it. We're gonna try and get the 3 points. So it's fun to see. It's fun to see in their faces. You can tell. It's not just smiles. It's confident smiles, and that's good to see. Thank you.